Hello, people of YouTube, it's Deepak here, and welcome to the DCS news for the 15th of June 2024. I hope you all enjoyed that. My first video in the Kiowa Warrior series, all about how to start up the helicopter and get it ready for combat. I hope that I am now pronouncing it correctly. I've been trying very, very hard. I got a lot of comments before that my pronunciation sucks, which of course it does, but, I'm trying my best. Welcome to the stream, Tog. Welcome, Colin Kelly. Welcome, Pink Floyd. It is indeed time for coffee and DCS. Welcome, Mark S. Welcome, Charts. Welcome, Primary Worm. Only Napalm. Tier 0. Waiting for Flaming Cliffs 5 with an F-18 in it. You never know. That might happen one day. Paul Dillon. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody, indeed. As always, I am monitoring chat, so feel free to post whatever you like in there and I will respond. It's very, very nice to have you all aboard, and it's all of you that make the stream worth watching. It's the interaction with chat that makes it fun. So make sure to do so. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and comment, because that's a really big help to me and the channel. And the space shuttle. Yes. I remember playing the Space Shuttle Simulator on my Atari many, many moons ago. So yeah, that's my first video on the Kiowa. I'm going to try very hard to say it right. Very first video on the Kiowa Warrior. I'm going to do an entire tutorial series on that. F-15 series is on pause at the moment while we await news of what's actually going to happen with it. And of course, I've got a little bit of Razbam and F-15 news in this stream as well. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Sean IM81, welcome to the stream. So, as always, we'll jump straight into the Eagle Dynamics newsletter. Dear fighter pilots, partners, and friends, we are thrilled to announce the release of Flaming Cliffs 2024 in the next update. This new release will enhance your DCS experience with new Flaming Cliff level aircraft such as the F-5E, F-86F, and MiG-15 BIS. We are also delighted to announce that DCS Supercarrier will receive the first part of the long-awaited update, notably an interactive air boss view that allows you to directly control the Supercarrier in both single-player and multiplayer. Please stay tuned for the next update. Finally, our new launcher is coming very soon to DCS. This elegant interface enhancement is designed to streamline access to your DCS modules, settings, and more. We are pleased to let you know that the new multiplayer user interface elements with dynamic slots are also coming in the next update. Thank you for your passion and support. That's pretty cool. We're getting a bunch of very interesting new stuff. Frantic Stone, links when? No one has announced the links, so possibly never. We'll see. Tog found a new game you might want to check out deep. It's just a demo right now, but it's called Scramble Battle of Britain. Also, is it Tornado yet? No, we have no news about Tornado, sadly, although I am very excited for that. Flaming Cliffs 2024 planned launch date. Flaming Cliffs 2024 will expand the series with the inclusion of 3 new aircraft, the FC F-5E, the FC F-86F, and the FC MiG-15 BIS. These aircraft are designed to be less complex and easier to learn, making them ideal for players who prefer a more straightforward flight simulation experience. The new models come with DCS professional flight models that ensure a high level of realism. The F-5E is equally capable of air combat and unguided ground strikes. Its arsenal includes infrared-guided Sidewinder missiles and 2 cannons for close-in air combat. It's also equipped with a radar that can detect targets beyond visual range. For ground attack, the F-5E carries a large array of unguided bombs and rockets. The F-86F is a legendary fighter of the Korean War era. It's a very capable dogfighter armed with 50 caliber machine guns and early infrared-guided air-to-air missiles. In skillful hands, it was more than a match against other aircraft of the era and a fierce rival to the MiG-15. The F-86F can also be armed with unguided bombs and rockets for ground attack. I actually have a series on the F-86F from a while back, probably still accurate, I would imagine. MiG-15 BIS. The MiG-15 BIS was a revolutionary fighter when introduced during the Korean War, and outmatched anything in the skies until the arrival of the F-86. It was a small and light fighter, but very rugged and tough. Loved by all its pilots, it is an outstanding dogfighter when flown to its strengths. It's armed with two 23mm guns and a single 37mm cannon that can inflict severe damage. Existing Flaming Cliffs 3 owners with F-15C, A-10A, Su-27, J-11, Su-33, Su-25, MiG-29, and MiG-29S can upgrade to the new version for a early mover $9.99 USD fee, offering an affordable way to enjoy these great additions. This special offer will only be available until the end of July. Thereafter, the upgrade price will increase to $14.99. You can also purchase the various aircraft individually for the price of $14.99 each. I don't know why you would do that when you can get all of them for $14.99, but hey. Andre, thank you. Nice haircut. I don't think I've had a haircut. I think this is just what my hair looks like today. Colin Kelly, from my understanding, the F-15E radar is broken. Yes, that's actually the next thing we're going to talk about. It is indeed broken as of right now. Mark S., I wonder if people with the FF versions of the F5, Sabre, and MiG-15 will benefit from the texture updates, even if they don't own FC4. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Ernov, it's practically the same module with some stripped functionality. Clickable zones in the cockpit. So I would imagine the textures will be updated in both FF and FC4 planes. At least I hope so. Yeah, I would imagine that's probably the case. But I guess we'll find out soon. Nom nom nom. Alrighty, next, Supercarrier Airboss. Development progress. One of the new features coming soon to DCS Supercarrier is the Airboss Primary Flight deck. This offers fun new features that will allow you to steer your supercarrier, monitor the flight deck, adjust ship's lights, monitor the airspace around you, view the landing signal officer information, and have a command view of the roof. Airboss control can be assigned roles in both single-player and multiplayer missions. This will add a new dimension for online carrier operations. Coming soon are the new plane directors that will help direct aircraft from their parking spaces to a catapult and from the landing box to a parking space. This functionality is now complete for single player, and we continue to work on the much more complex task of implementing multiplayer. Stay tuned. I wonder, can I actually bring up this screenshot? It would be nice if I could. Maybe, maybe not. Can we get Supercarrier in particular? Here we go. But no, none of these pictures are actually in the Supercarrier album. Fair enough. Tog, so wonder how soon everything Razbam will be broken. Drama Llama intensifies. Frantic Stone, if you read the material and it looks like an elective time bomb in the radar code, they will have screwed themselves legally. Yes, it does look a little bit like that, but we'll talk more on that later. The launcher, new feature. Our new DCS launcher will provide a more intuitive interface to set your options before starting DCS. The DCS launcher will allow you to efficiently organize modules, check for updates, and access various settings from a single location. This update is part of our ongoing efforts to improve the accessibility and functionality of DCS. We aim for the new DCS launcher to be the focus for all DCS information relevant to modules, including documentation, training videos, data related to deliveries, joystick profiles, and much more. The DCS launcher will continue to evolve with the addition of several exciting features: documentation, training videos, liveries, and hardware profiles. That's just a repetition of what they already said. We are very excited about Flaming Cliffs 2024 dropping soon, and the amazing new features coming to DCS Supercarrier. Please let us know your thoughts on the new launcher, and see you next week. Thank you again for your passion and support. So that's the newsletter for this week. That's what ED want to tell us all about. The new launcher does look interesting because, we've had Skatezilla's launcher for a while, which I've used myself. And more recently we had Flight Deck, which I've also tried out, and it seems rather good. I wonder if ED are thinking, hey, we could do that, and then have decided to make their own version of these kinds of tools. I guess we'll find out. Tog, the good thing they're working for DCS and not the US government. Imagine how quick that BS would be resolved. I guess. Pink Floyd, hope the new launcher doesn't take away graphics options by oversimplifying. Frantic Stone, to be fair, until the future is certain, ED shouldn't be selling any Razbam modules. I've heard quite a few people say this. It's kind of, I'm in sort of two minds about it because, of course, if they stopped selling Razbam modules, that would very badly affect both Razbam and ED. It would probably, harm both parties. But then at the same time, as of right now, Razbam aren't seeing any of that money, and we're not getting any updates to the modules, so it's not great. Griffnizzle, groovy. I look forward to how they nuke my existing bindings. It happens from time to time, so yeah. The ability to back up your profiles is a very, very valuable one. I know that DCS itself already has this ability. If you go into the adjust controls era, you can export your current controls. It's probably a good idea to do that from time to time. Tier 0, it turns out when I thought the South Atlantic map had been updated, I wasn't mad, just psychic. According to HIP, it will be worked on for the next update by Spectre. Not sure if that's Raz or ED Dev. Enough time to make a config backup, I guess. Yes, yeah, you're going to lose your bindings from time to time, sadly. Welcome to DCS. That's how it all works. Moving on, our next news item for this week. This comes to us via stormbirds.blog, a very, very good source of news for DCS. And this is the F-15E radar is in op, antivirus issues, and M2000C fixes. These are all very, very interesting, mostly related to Razbam. But yeah, a lot of interesting thing has been going on. I'll read the intro that Stormbirds has here, and then we'll go into some details. But it's another week, and unfortunately another news story about some issues with Razbam modules as the ongoing dispute continues to simmer. News is emerging today that the F-15E's radar is no longer working and has become inoperative. There's also been some ongoing issues with antivirus software, and the M2000C saw some fixes, which weren't actually listed in the change notes, I might add. So, the radar, yeah. Reports started coming in late yesterday, so that would have been Thursday, is that? Yeah, that would have been no, actually, that would have even been Wednesday. That the F-15E's radar was stuck in standby mode. This was a problem that came up on January 1st of this year and was swiftly dealt with. This time around, however, the dispute between Razbam and Eagle Dynamics is making the problem more complicated. Multiple users have confirmed that the radar will not sweep and does not appear to function correctly. The workaround appears to be setting the date to June 13th or earlier, which then causes it to work again. This is obviously not a long-term solution, as so much software is reliant on having an accurate date. The conspiracy theories are running rampant now that this is a dead man's switch in the code, although the issue coming up previously seems to indicate some sort of date signing related issue. Why it affects the F-15E and not other modules is unclear. If it is an intentional act, then it further hurts consumers in the ongoing dispute, which makes nobody look good. So I tend to shy away from that sort of thinking. Still, I'm sure it has crossed many people's minds. A solution may be possible, with Big Nui, ED Community Manager, reporting that they are aware of the issue and looking for a resolution. And in fact, then they quote him, and that's exactly what he says. Hi all, we are aware of the problem and we will look for a resolution. Who knows what it is that they're actually going to do. Primary Worms, your configs are backed up, by the way, in the config folder. Mark S, glad I only own the M2000C. So yeah, the other one was the antivirus software. I've actually seen this quite a bit. Big Nui posted about it. It's not related to AV. Some AV just do not like the protection being used. So a number of the DLL files that are part of DCS modules are getting flagged by antivirus. I'm running whatever the hell the thing built into Windows is. I now actually forget. But yeah, the built-in Windows antivirus is actually picking up a number of DCS modules and flagging them as being viruses. I just hit ignore and I tell it to permanently ignore them, and then it's been fine. So they don't actually contain viruses. It's apparently something to do with the copy protection that antivirus software doesn't like. Shonam81, I just upgraded my Gunship 2000 Kiowa to DCS Kiowa. and I now know how to start it. Mark S., where do you set the date to June 13th in the ME? No, this one's actually a little bit complex. I've not tried this myself, but my understanding is that you need to be at the correct date when you start DCS, because the date is used for licensing your modules. However, once you're at the main menu in DCS, you need to change your computer's date. So, by clicking on your clock at the bottom right on the taskbar in Windows and change the date then. You can then start the F15 and it will act normally at that time. Channel Right, welcome to the stream. Good evening indeed. Yes, Windows Defender. Or as Tog says, Wind Blows Defeater. Yes, I'm not a big fan of antivirus in general, but yeah, it seems to kind of mostly stay out of the way, so I don't really care. But yeah, that one and a bunch of others are picking up various DCS modules and flagging them as viruses. Yeah. Pink Floyd, if the Eagle's radar is borked, selling the plane is pretty sketchy thing to do, kind of ripping people off. Well, ED are stating that they expect to fix the F-15 or find some kind of a resolution. So, yeah. I think we just need to wait and see what they come up with. I assume, given that they're giving this statement, they are fairly confident they can fix it. Von Hoffnung, that's weird, the date change thing. Yeah. It smells to me a bit like a kill switch. Like the DLLs and DCS are not signed, so people suggesting that it could be a certificate running out or something like that. I'm not so sure, because yeah, we don't use certificates to sign these DLLs. But anyway, maybe I'm wrong. Ernov, there's a lot of stuff with broken or missing features on sale. That's true. That there are a number of modules that are not perfect. Frantic Stone, thank you very much indeed for the gifted Deep Hack memberships. We have a bunch of new people having received membership to the Deep Hack's ground crew. The green tide intensifies. Yes, many new people. You're giving me a lot more names to read at the end of the stream. Terrible. Frantic for the win. Thank you very much, Frantic. M2000C issue resolved. You may recall I reported on an issue last week with the DCS M2000C, another Razbam module, which was having trouble with moving between fly-by-wire modes and then limiting the aircraft to air-to-ground 6G mode only. Obviously an issue for a 9G capable fighter in air-to-air mode. That issue is reportedly fixed, although there are no change logs to report it. Community members have mentioned that the solution is in and the system now works properly. How it got fixed is unclear, but there is speculation. And that speculation, by the way, I followed the links. Apparently, an ex-Razbam dev provided a patch to ED. So that's interesting. Or at least people are speculating that that's what's happened. Tog, Windows 11 was released broken, wasn't it? Oh dear. Yeah, Frantic Stone, I only do it so he has to read extra names at the end. Oh dear. Yeah, F in the chat for Deep Hack's voice. And then continuing on the Razbam story, here we have this update to Razbam's website. This happened last week, before last week's stream, but I didn't cover it at the time. We have this statement on Razbam's website. Razbam Simulations LLC is currently unable to provide support for our DCS simulated aircraft. Please reach out to your module distributor for further assistance. This, of course, means that Razbam are pointing people towards ED. And what I'm reading into this is that they are no longer taking support requests or tickets or anything of the kind. So if you have a problem with a Razbam module, at this stage, Razbam will not help you, is my understanding. They're directing everybody to contact ED. Squeaky, afternoon all. Hope folks in the UK are enjoying the rain, hail, sun, and anything else today may throw at us. Here in Sweden, it's just a little bit grey, although it's still warm. No more AV-8B radar and MiG-23, says Pablo. We don't know that for sure, although, of course, as each day goes by, it starts to look less and less likely, of course. So, yeah, it is. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, let's say that much. Passing the buck, says Paul Dillon. Yeah, I guess it does look a little bit like that. Okay, we have another little bit of news here, and it's an update on the La-7, which we've actually not heard about all that much recently, but here we are. Again, on stormbirds.blog, we have Octopus G offers a small dev update on the DCS La-7. Third-party developer Octopus G put up a small development update several days ago, detailing some work on the DCS La-7 project that is appearing to be nearing its finishing stages. This one is all about the hydraulics and how they affect the flap and gear deployments on the airplane. And if we jump over to the Evil Empire, over to Facebook, we can see the post here that that they're referencing. We've got some pictures of the aircraft, which are looking very, very nice indeed. And there's then also a link to a YouTube video, which we can click on here and get a little peek at. Oh, I will silence it just in case any of that is copyright material, although given the vintage, I'm assuming not. Channel right with respect to dotChuckles. Have you considered removing his name from the title? I've spoken to dotChuckles, and he is, I believe he is intending to return at some stage. So yeah, perhaps I should or could. I've not spoken to him about that, but I'll mention it to him and see what his preference would be. Pink Floyd, Steam users are truly screwed with the F-15E if the plane dies. No refunds, not just memories. Griff Nizzle, dumb question. How does one back up a specific version of DCS? Thinking it might be time to have a frozen install to enjoy the legacy Razbam stuff. Well, you can simply copy the installation folder. That should do the trick, I would imagine. So we have here a kind of vintage style video all about the hydraulics system, and it's showing you that the system kind of pressurizes and depressurizes, and based on demand, all kinds of things happen. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, demonstrating lowering the gear. Once you've got all the lights on, you pop it back into neutral, and you see the pressure returns to normal. You've got the flaps control lever as well. Frantic Stone, I'll fill in for Dot. I have a ton of conspiracy theories and no knowledge on airframes. Sounds like a larf. So yeah, they're basically they're suggesting that you can only really do one at a time. The flaps will not deploy if you have the gear lever in the down position, because the pressure is being directed to that system instead. So it sounds like they're doing quite a bit of simulation work on the systems here. Very, very cool indeed. Take responsibility for the equipment, comrade. So there you go. That's the KA7. I can only assume it's coming at some point soonish. Very, very cool indeed. And yeah, that's actually all of the news that we have for this week. It's been a fairly quiet news week, although it sounds like ED are doing a lot of development work on the core sim, which is rather cool. I'm excited for Flaming Cliffs 2024, although it's not something I'll fly myself. I think it's it's good for the simmers to have this, possibly have this extra catchment of players. The launcher sounds rather cool, and I'm looking forward to trying out Primary Flight. That should be a bit of a laugh. Von Hoffning, Deepak, I've got some ideas I'd like to chat with you about, if possible. Absolutely. You'll find me on Discord. My username is simply Deepak, so I should be easy enough to find if you want to message me there. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much all the news just now. The Razbam situation sadly rumbles on. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment. It's a really big help to me and to the channel. In the meantime, I'm going to give a big shout out to Deepak's ground crew. So of course you can subscribe, like, and comment. That's a really big help to me. But if you want to further support me, you have the option of joining Deepak's ground crew for a small monthly fee. It's about the price of a cup of coffee per month, and you can do so by clicking the join button below. Thank you very much, those of you who've already done so. Those of you who've joined of your own volition, or who have been gifted a membership by Frantic Stone, so thank you very much to him as well. Big shout out to Auto Thrust Blue, Byron Farrow, Channel Right, J.R. Walker, Chandra Hedgevald, Griff Nizzle, Mr. Yeti, Bread, Tier Zero, Sean IM81, Charts, John Bluer, Tea Kettle Barbecue, Whiskey Dale, Stuart McLean, AB, Mangash, Springer11, Exorcist T, B. Denson, Nikonda, Tahoe Stair, Nor, Hammy, Schmo78, JP Gibbons, Frederick Leistrom, Mike Delta, Pink Floyd, Matt, Foltraver, Clive Parrott, Paul Dillon, Daniel A, Ised Pierre, Colin Kelly, Mark S, Jason O, Jacob Siebel, Frantic Stone, Michael, Paul Hammond, Paul Cope, Socko the Isopod, Ryan McGee, OK Jerky, Carl Roberts, Polikit Games, Irish Pat 64, Stephen Frank, Operator Puski, and Sandbox Code. Big thank you to all of you. Thank you very, very much indeed. Frantic Stone, what is dynamic spawns? So I think the idea is going to be that you can kind of distribute like have a set number of aircraft that can spawn in a certain area. I think it's something like that. Frantic Stone, join the VAF, open a sport ticket. I'm actually going to cover the VAF in just a moment, don't you worry, I've not forgotten. Channel Right, I like the idea of ED spending resources on the core game. The Rocinante, thank you for the update, Deepak. Griff Nizzle, if FC4 F5 radar works better in MP than Phantom, I might actually die. Squeaky, when making a mission instead of placing individual spawns, you can place a dynamic one for all aircraft with hot and cold starts. Charts, before and after pics for SA on RB Discord? Question mark. Oh yes, yeah, I saw those already. Tog, hydrate before you go for too far deep. Griff Nizzle, pro tip, invest in AI for future name reads. No. You guys have paid your money. You deserve me reading out your names. So in any case, it's time to give the VAF a shout out. The VAF, or the Virtual Air Force, is a virtual online squadron originally created by myself and dotChuckles many, many moons ago. We have a number of internal squadrons currently catering to the Harrier, the F4, the F-16, the F-18, and various helicopters. All are welcome. We fly every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 PM UK time. You'll find the Discord link in the show notes below. Go ahead and join, and we're always looking for pilots, mission makers, ATC, scripters, livery makers, everybody basically. We're always looking for more people. Come join 3 Squadron and fly the Harrier with me. I'm the squadron leader for 3 Squadron. It's super duper. Zatharus, welcome to the ground crew. Thank you very much indeed. That's very, very kind of you. Pablo, next patch with the SA update. And Channel Right, I think the Cola map is getting an update soon as well. Fantastic. Lots and lots of tasty, tasty updates coming very soon. I'm saying it's a kind of slow news week, but actually there is a bunch of stuff about to drop. So exciting times that we live in. Very exciting times. So that's everything that I have for this week. I've been Deepak. I release a new tutorial video every Saturday at 6:30 PM UK time. Currently I'm doing a series on the Kiowa Warrior. And that's always followed by the DCS news, which just happens to be this thing, what you're watching right now. Thank you all very, very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, like and comment, fly safe, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-ta!